Hello everybody and welcome back to another Monolith devlog video. Raining just like the menu theme, I guess, whatever you want to call it right now. But anyways, yeah, it's January. This is the 3rd, I think. Yeah, we had November, December, January, and you had the one before, which I'm not really counting. To be fair, it is one of the smaller months in terms of changes. But then again, a lot has changed. It depends how you see it. From my perspective, it's a smaller month. But yeah, I will say, before we actually get into things, I probably need to start. So I have a little private channel on the Discord. I've discussed it before. I want to make it public one day, maybe later into the, when the game's out and hopefully people enjoy it. I might release it. It's very interesting to look at, especially if you ever do want to get into the game development scene, just to see how this very bare bone stuff turned into slightly less bare bone stuff. But yeah, I document all the changes there. I need to get a little bit better at doing that because I was just looking through and I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of just unlisted patches that I haven't released, like patch notes, whatever you're going to call them, change logs. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there was one for the 18th that was just floating around in the plans, so I publicised that as well as the more recent ones, which, if you're curious, hopefully, maybe I'll have some pictures up on screen because it may be a little bit boring just to hear me speak on it. But yeah, the main changes you'll see in this video are made between the 23rd and 26th of January. So the last 4 or so days I've obviously just been doing other things. But yeah, sorry, a minute of yapping. We're about to get into things. This video focuses a lot on the Freeroam area side of things, but there's a little bit to it. Who do we want to pick? We'll pick Mikey. We focus on Corbin. Actually, speaking of that, I showed these off last video, the portraits. Like a lot of art in the game and a lot of what Godot refers to as nodes, I've changed the filtering settings so these look a little bit better in your full screen. And on top of that, I've redone the art for this one because if you go back to the last video, he has a horribly squashed head. It looks really stupid. Now it's less stupid. It's a little bit stupid, but slightly less. And this Corbin's gun's a little bit longer. I don't know if I ever showed this off. You can click them and get little sounds. I'm sure I did, but anyways, let's go with Mikey for this video. Got a lovely attachment there. For stuff that probably won't fit into anywhere else in the video, I'll just run through that now. There's obviously, like I mentioned, a lot of minor tweaks to art and graphics, a lot of minor adjustments to fixing bugs and shit like that. Just probably shouldn't swear on these. Just stuff that isn't like super important. A lot of minor features. If you're curious, you'll probably see them one day. But on top of that, again, it focuses a lot on the Freeroam areas. This map generation, the map's the next thing, by the way. February, I'm going to be sorting this out. And then I can actually move on to this mysterious second half that I'm not going to actually show until the bloody thing's done. We'll go left. Hit a monolith up first. And at some point in this video, I'm sure I'll demonstrate any mechanic related to the monoliths. We're just gonna blitz through this guy. Actually, we can show one thing off here. As you can now see, we get the class 5 attachments. This chance is definitely bugged, but I do need to fix these because they are very, very common. Not meant to be. But as you can see now, we have a selection of 2 attachments instead of just 1. And this is new. It says at the top, pick 1 attachment. If you pick one, the other one disappears. It's obvious. I did remove the little X buttons in the top right of these as well because they were always pointless because you could just click this if you don't want to get anything. I've left it to the player if they actually just want to return back to the map. Speaking of which, this icon needs to be changed, so I'll do that probably after the video. But yeah, if there was some situation in the game where you wouldn't want to take attachments, then there is still an option there. And I made sure to include that. And as well as that, we have a lovely little new card, an area where your ammo pop-ups will appear. And like the attachments, you have the option to back out if you do not want the ammo. So that's very neat. We'll go to a Freeroam area now, and as you can see, this is wildly different, right? It is blue, as one thing. The volume's really quiet. I'm going to turn that up for the videos. Hopefully that isn't as quiet. There you go. Yeah, these areas are wildly different aesthetically, and as well as that, they've actually got these borders now because previously it was just invisible barriers that you couldn't really see or touch. The trees on top of the textures being different now have random variances in size. The camera's less zoomed out. There's a lovely little fade around the screen which lights up red when you take damage, which initially wasn't intentional, but I liked it, so keeping it in. And yeah, on top of that, the floor also, and the houses. This isn't the new texture replacing the houses, it's just a texture that can overwrite the other one. The floor tiles are also randomized. A lot of randomized and wonderful looking stuff here. This looks much better than the Freeroam areas before, because they honestly looked pretty gross and bland. But now for bunkers, this is the main thing. New sprite, by the way. If we head into these, we have brand new types of bunkers, and a lovely tile that appears at the top. Like the main, okay, these two tiles are test tiles, so ignore them for the demonstration. But like the Freeroam area itself, the bunkers now have lovely walls, textures done by yours truly, and a lovely checkered floor. And we have three types. We have our classic contract bunker, which you have already seen. Most likely, it's just a bunker with a contract in. Some sprites have been changed related to that as well. And on top of that, we have the two new health and ammo bunkers. So if I click on here, offer 1 ammo for 10% HP. And conveniently, I've taken quite a lot of damage. So this aligns up quite nicely. I just spent 2 and I bought myself 20% HP back. Very lovely. You're probably going to now be able to guess what the health bunker does, but we'll get to it when we get to it. If we head out of here, another thing, up to 2 bunkers can spawn now for areas. Before it was just 1 and it was always guaranteed. Kind of like a debug thing, honestly. But now you will always be destined to get, well, not always destined. Now you can get 0, or you can get 1, or you can get 2. So there's a little bit more variance in that as well. Just a lot of variance with these changes. New map sprite as well. I think there was one up here or around here. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. There definitely was 2, because I, for this video, set it so 2 must spawn. Hopefully this isn't the one I just went into. Contract bunker, there you go. New sprite for this as well. This looks a lot better. Just with the white outline, so you can pick it up, and so you can't. And also the sizing and colouring's a lot better. This used to be a horrible, like, orangey colour almost. 1 base damage for everyone destroyed. I will take that. Actually, that's not bad. Contracts at some point are going to get huge changes as well, I can imagine, but the map is next up, because I want to tie in some free roam area mechanics to the map and extending the map. But I'm not going to go too in depth into that because it straight up doesn't exist yet. But go to our checkpoint area. We have only 2 ammo. And previously, if you remember, once you lose all your ammo, kind of out of the game. As soon as you click your weapon, you're dead. Let's see if anything related to that has changed. Voice, Monolith boss fight. So conveniently, we're just going to waste our ammo here. I think you're getting at what I'm hinting at here. But now that we're out of ammo, we will not just die when we click this. We will start meleeing the Monolith. It will damage us a little bit, just you can't do it forever. But we have survived, just at the cost of having much less health than before. The upcoming areas probably take the airsoft helmet. Ammo, get some of that back. Yeah, so you can now melee Monoliths if you're out of ammo, which is a very neat thing. Any other changes that I have kind of ran over? Oh yeah, hold on, Freeroam areas. New ambient sound. Oh, new chest spray as well. These look way better, honestly. Yeah, again, the actual terrain can also be randomly generated. We have a health bunker now. I'll just show the pop-up for it. I will not do this because it's probably not the brightest idea. But, yeah, no. The actual terrain in these areas can now be randomly generated, as well as there just being a border surrounding it. That was, like, so difficult to make because I was overcomplicating it, but I think the system that I settled on I'm pretty happy with. It basically selects a terrain generation from kind of a preset selection rather than just completely procedurally generating it, which, to be fair, I believe just after analysing everything, a procedurally generated Freeroam area would have been just kind of bland and boring with how many restrictions I'd have to put in so the player won't get stuck, or an actual room for structures. So I believe this was the best call in the end. Oh yeah, anvils have been removed. They were just a weird thing that I had in Freeroam areas spawning in random places. They never had functionality. They just break the game. I may bring them back. The idea of them was to let you repair an attachment, but they seem kind of outdated now, I won't lie. Especially considering a lot of attachments either do not have... Oh yeah, this thing still needs work. Can't even see the type of attachment here. But yeah, a lot of the attachments still... they have much more durability now than they originally did, or they just don't have any durability in their passive attachments. But yeah, let's just speed through this area now. I want to get to the mini-boss Monolith next. Now we have an ammo bunker here. Give them 1 ammo, just we get it's tricky because now I'm in a bit of a tricky spot here. Hopefully we can find the map quick with our airsoft helmet. I don't know why it is the helmet which gives you speed. Maybe I'll change some of the attachments and functionality of what they do, because sometimes it doesn't make the most sense. Okay, there we go. X6, we're gonna die. I don't think we'll make it on this one, but I have a little bit of a plan just for this video. Yeah, we won't. As you can see, you can still die from your melee attacks. Not very good, but it's fine. I'm gonna turn the volume up just a tad bit. I feel that's a little bit better because I'm sure it's very quiet on the video side of things now. But yeah, let's just pick Corbin real quick. Let me rig something. So you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just adding something in the code so you can force a mini boss monolith to spawn. I think I'm gonna have to drop its health as well. GD. Making some right awesome code here. Let's just make the mini boss monolith health half of what it is usual, and this should be a mini boss now. Obviously, we wouldn't get one this early in, but yeah, mini boss monolith. We have a brand new song. I've changed it twice now because it was something before and now it's this. Let's see what happens when you defeat the mini boss monolith, because there's a lovely little new animation attached to that. I hit my attachment. There we go. Doing a lot more damage than we should be. I think the song's pretty good. I hit up the band lab as you do. But yeah, we have one more hit and wonderful. Alright, this is a pretty good selection. If I was playing the game, I'd be very happy of myself a passive attachment. But yeah, that's basically all I have to show you all for this month. But like I said, next month I'm going to be focusing on redoing the map a little bit, because the code is kind of lame. Let's just put it in those terms. The code's a little bit lame. Basically, there's going to be a yap session if you want to drop out, that's fine. Basically, for the actual fighting section of the game, I'm pretty happy with where things are. I'm going to optimize the code probably after I release the game, because to be fair, I could have done a lot of things a lot better, and I have more knowledge now about Godot and GD scripts and just coding in general. So I feel like I can improve upon that. Freeroam areas, I've amended a lot of what I wanted to be fixed with those. I may, and I probably will actually add more bunkers, because I have some more ideas for bunkers planned, and I love the flexibility that the new system gives me when just popping in a new bunker quickly. A lot of stuff related to the game I'm pretty satisfied with at the moment, especially this first half of the game. That's what I'm mainly focusing on here. But one thing that has kind of slipped kind of behind the radar is definitely the map, because it was one of the first things I did. It had that weird kind of web shape design initially. I don't know if I ever publicly showed that off, but it used to not be just straight up. It used to kind of have, obviously, the starting point at the bottom, and you'd have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. It was a mess. And then I was like, let's make it straight up. Then I extended it twice. And then I added the choice zones, and I added the, I forgot what they're called, resupply point zones. It's gone for a lot. But I want to change the backend code for it to allow me to just quickly pop in new areas. So essentially letting the player or the game extend the map as the game goes on. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to add an item in Freeroam areas, which I'm just calling the telescope for now, in which you can extend the map out. And the reason why you'd want to do that, because it would spawn new monolith areas in, and those monolith areas would just be like normal monoliths, crazy. The only difference is they wouldn't affect the monolith health scaling that will kind of in the background go up the more Freeroam areas and the more monoliths you destroy. That's a mechanic if you didn't know, by the way. It goes up higher with the Freeroam areas to make them, I guess, less appealing. Although I think they still are appealing. But the monoliths are better now. You have a little bit of choice. But I'm going off topic here, right? Yeah, the telescope will let you extend the map to add in more monoliths, because that'll allow you to A, scale up your passive attachments, such as the dumbbell and the wartime medallion, and B, will allow you to get more attachments. So if you get conned over by RNG, there'll be a way back out. If you get really good RNG, you will not need to go for the telescopes. So that's the idea, and with that, I think the first half of the map will be near enough done. These little choice points that I'm not bothered to climb up to, but you know what they are. These little choice points I could do a little bit more with, and I was planning originally to let the player buy contracts in those points and re-roll the vending machine to get some new attachments. So I'll likely consider adding those in relatively soon, but that's probably going to be something I tackle later on. But yeah, next month, I'm going to be focusing on the map, going to be focusing on patching up a lot of like loose corners with the game. If we go back to the menu, which I can't really do, hopefully we can just find a bunker in here, and I can just hopefully this is a health bunker. Am I bunker? You got to be kidding me. Come on. Rolling a dice here. This will be fun. Oh yeah, some more map generation as well. Just show that off. It'll be fun to play through this as a player, and hopefully, you know, hoping you get the right gamble on your bunkers and the right attachments and the right, like, I want it to be a very loadout centric game where you can do a bunch of different combos, a bunch of different customizations. I might as well just let this place kill me so I can return back to the menu. I'll obviously have a way to just naturally end the game at some point as well. Yeah, later down the line. Bear with me, I'm just one person, but yeah. I wouldn't be surprised as well if at some point in the near future, Terminus actually gets implemented properly into the game, along with other friends. Just quickly access the secret super secret console. Going through this again if anybody forgot. Yeah, wonderful. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna close that for now. Yeah, that's basically it though. So that's what you can expect. January, we're focusing a lot, or we have been focusing a lot on the Freeroam areas, and next month I'm sure things will progress even further. So anyways, I hope this video was kind of informational, or at least interesting, and like always, have a great day.